On the 1st of May next year, the 41st World Expo will open in Shanghai. In terms of economic and cultural impact, the Shanghai Expo will be the third largest event in the world, beaten only by the FIFA World Cup and the Olympic Games. So far, 178 countries will attend this world event, with New Zealand one of the first 12 countries to confirm their involvement.
We perceive that as expos are hugely about relationships, being early was really a way of saying, yes, we want to be there and we're going to confirm soon. Because, of course, from the point of view of a host country, a lot of effort goes into signing up participants.
Expo showcases world development in art and design, education, international trade and relations, and tourism. It's estimated Shanghai will next year attract more than 70 million visitors during its 6-month run.
There'll be a lot of different people who visit the Expo. There'll be some from overseas, there'll be many from Shanghai, there'll be many from other parts of China. And I think the challenge for us is to present New Zealand in such a way that it makes sense for all the different people from different backgrounds who come there.
While New Zealand's image is of a country with wide open spaces, 85% of New Zealanders actually live in the cities. The theme of the Shanghai Expo is Better City, Better Life, and the New Zealand Pavilion will be well placed to interpret what New Zealand really looks like.
The theme of the New Zealand Pavilion is cities of nature living between earth and sky. And it takes as its inspiration the Maori legend of Tāne, who separated the sky, Father Sky, from Mother Earth. And that's the basic entry point into the New Zealand Pavilion. We'll be wanting to get across a lot of real messages about tourism, about education, about doing business, as well as who we are as a people.
Pavilion is the main attraction during the Expo, and the New Zealand Pavilion is going to be 2,000 square meters, which is virtually the size of 3 rugby fields. I'm standing in front of Te Papa, the biggest museum in New Zealand, which has more than 1 million visitors a year, while New Zealand Pavilion will host more than 40,000 people daily and around 7 million visitors in Shanghai Expo. So, in 6 months, New Zealand Pavilion will host what Te Papa will achieve in 7 years.
Every country taking part has exhibition space in a pavilion. Some developing countries will jointly use space provided free of charge. Some might hire space built by the organizers. And those like New Zealand, who want to have more influence, will design their own. The build for the New Zealand Pavilion started just a few weeks ago.
This is a very early stage of the pavilion build, and you can see just the touch here of the elevated walkway. So if we imagine it, the wedge is sloping down there, and this is the bottom end of the wedge.
The distinctive wedge-shaped pavilion will comprise 4 experience areas: the welcome space, the City of Nature experience, the garden area, and the VIP experience. New Zealand will invest nearly $30 million on Shanghai 2010, and the New Zealand Pavilion is going to be the biggest in New Zealand Expo experience. It will take nearly 10.5 months to complete.
Well, there are probably 2 stages in finishing. The first is to have the whole of the wedge structure absolutely completed and the exterior finishes all complete. And that should be around November, December of this year. And then we do the fit out and the installation of all the necessary AV gear to deliver the visitor experience. And the idea is to have it completed by the end of March so that we've got the whole of April to ensure that everything is as we expect it to be and that it all works properly.
Following the huge success of the Beijing Olympics, it is now Shanghai's turn to showcase another memorable and historical event on the world stage.
The Shanghai authorities are spending $40 billion in terms of urban development in preparation for the Expo. So you know, in terms of size and magnitude, it's going to be staggering. Will they achieve their objective of making this the best and the biggest? I think the answer to that is yes.